I quietly left after discovering my wife's affair after 3.5 years of marriage. A year later, my ghosted ex-wife tracked me down. I came home early from a work trip because my flight got moved up. It was a Tuesday afternoon around 2 o'clock. I wasn't supposed to be back until Thursday night. I walked into our apartment and heard sounds coming from our bedroom. The kind of sounds you can't mistake for anything else. I stood there in the hallway for maybe 10 seconds. Then I turned around, grabbed my work bag, and left. I didn't yell. I didn't open the bedroom door. I didn't confront anyone. I just walked out and got in my car. That night I stayed at a hotel near the airport. I called my brother Kevin and told him what happened. He drove 3 hours to meet me and helped me figure out the next steps. Within a week, I had a new apartment across town, a P.O. box for mail, and a lawyer handling the divorce papers. I blocked her number, blocked her on every social media account, changed my email password and removed her as a recovery contact. I told my family not to give her any information about where I was. My boss knew the situation and agreed not to forward any messages from her to my work email. The divorce papers were served to her at her mom's house. I never saw her again after that Tuesday. Never heard her voice. Nothing. She tried calling from different numbers. At first I'd see a random area code pop up and just decline it. She sent emails to my work address before my boss started filtering them out. She showed up at my brother's house twice, but he told her he didn't know where I was and shut the door. After about 2 months, everything went quiet. I moved on with my life. Got promoted at work 6 months later because I was putting in extra hours and taking on new projects. Started going to the gym 4 times a week, picked up woodworking as a hobby, and built a coffee table that actually looked decent. Made new friends through a hiking group. I wasn't sitting around being miserable. I was just done with that chapter. The divorce finalized after 8 months. My lawyer handled everything through her lawyer. I signed papers at his office. Never had to be in the same room as her once. Then last month, almost exactly a year after I left, someone knocked on my apartment door at 7 in the morning on a Saturday. I was making coffee in my kitchen. I looked through the peephole and there she was. She looked different. Her hair was shorter. She was wearing a gray hoodie I'd never seen before. She knocked again and said my name through the door. I didn't open it. I stood there watching her through the peephole while my coffee maker beeped behind me. She knocked a 3rd time. Then she said she knew I was in there because my car was in the parking lot. She said she just wanted to talk for 5 minutes, that she'd been trying to find me for months, and finally got my address from some mail forwarding mix-up with the post office. I walked away from the door and sat on my couch. She kept knocking for another minute, then stopped. I heard her footsteps going down the outside stairs. 10 minutes later, my phone rang from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. She left a message saying she was parked outside and would wait until I agreed to talk to her. Said she wasn't leaving until we had a conversation. I looked out my window and saw her sitting in a blue sedan I didn't recognize. Not the car she had when we were married. I called Kevin. He said I should call the police if she wouldn't leave, but I wanted to see how long she'd actually sit there first. She stayed in that car for 4 hours. I watched TV, did laundry, made lunch. Every time I glanced out the window, she was still there on her phone. Around noon, she got out and walked to the building entrance, knocked on my door again. This time she was crying. She said she needed closure, that she'd made a huge mistake and spent the last year realizing how badly she messed up, that the guy she cheated with dumped her after a month, that she'd lost her job because she couldn't focus, that her parents were disappointed in her. I still didn't open the door. She said she deserved to at least hear my voice one time, to know that I didn't hate her. To understand why I left without giving her a chance to explain, I turned up the volume on my TV. She stayed outside my door for maybe 20 minutes. Then she went back to her car. At 3 in the afternoon, she was still there. I decided to go for a drive just to get out of my apartment. I grabbed my keys, opened my door, and walked past her car without looking at it. Got in my car and drove to the hardware store. Spent an hour looking at paint samples even though I didn't need paint. When I got back, her car was gone. She tried calling 2 more times that week from different numbers. I blocked both of them.